Hi, I'm Bo, and I want to thank our gold sponsors, Mayo Clinic Health System and Ultra Frederick Credit Union. Thank you for supporting Hmong farmers. Hi, I'm Bo.
And I'm Abram.
And this is Cooking with Bo.
And today I get to do a little cooking for you.
That's right. Abram's going to show me how to make something very delicious.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a Lebanese dish. We call them grape leaf rolls. They look like little cigars. Want to do a personal thank you to my cousin Patty. She's the one that showed me how to do this thing. Let's see if our execution is worth the squeeze or whatever. So first, to start off, we're going to get a broth going, and the broth is going to be your base. It's going to be your structure that everything else is going to be built upon. So right now we got about 64 ounces of broth getting a little heated up back here. And then we're going to put some cinnamon, some salt and pepper, some nutmeg, and butter in there as well. These are 1/4 teaspoons, 1 whole teaspoon, and then 2 tablespoons if you are scientific.
Science rules.
And then I think a non-traditional thing in soups is lemon, in my opinion. And that, to me, the acid like kind of cuts that heavy, brothy flavor, and it really like lightens the load. Like you can have too many of these because of the lemons. So first we're gonna cut these lemons in half and get some juice out of them.
I would say I like lemon in all my soups. Pho,
Oh yeah.
Gabay. I like them in all my soups, so yes. Lemon is a yes for me.
We're gonna start with 2, and then we'll go on from there.
I can do that if you want to
Sure.
do something else.
Yes. Okay, so once we get all the ingredients of the broth in the broth, that's got to simmer for 20 minutes. And I'm just going to kind of add all these things in here while it's getting warm. And toss in the butter. And going to finger the butter. There we go. Splash. 1/4 teaspoon nutmeg, pepper, salt.
Oh, it's full.
It's full. All right, big win.
What do I do?
Then we can dump what we got thus far.
Oh, in here, right?
Yep. So just go on and add it in there. Nice.
Do I keep going?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna start stirring this stuff because cinnamon's always a fun one to play with. So typically, you can pour it in a little slower than I did, and then you won't have these like fun cinnamon
Little clumps?
clumps. Yes. But because it'll be simmering for 20 minutes and moving around, I have faith that it will go away.
Oh, I feel like they're just building up.
Yeah, I think we're full.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think some of the more traditional combos in Lebanese cuisine is we have like lots of cinnamon and nutmeg, and we mix it with our meats, and it adds like another sweet layer to it. So our next step, we are going to make a tea, but the main point of this is we have frozen grape leaves, and we need to thaw them out, and we also need to start like breaking them down, because right now they're very fibrous. It's just like eating a maple leaf.
Oh,
it's not great. So what we do is I'm gonna turn on this kettle. It's full of just water, and I'm gonna plug it in. There we go. And then we're gonna just start her up. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna pour this on frozen leaves. There's some tricks to freezing leaves. Size is important. So you can have like 200, 300 leaves, and you gotta have them in like size categories.
Oh.
And then when you stack them, you want the smallest on top and the largest on the bottom, so when you start pulling them apart from each other, it's easier to do, especially if they're frozen. These are kind of like let thaw a little bit, and I think that this will help also soften them up. The softer the leaf, the better off you are. But if you overcook, they'll just like shred apart. When you try to like lift them up, they won't be able to hold their own weight.
And you grew these?
I grew these in my yard, so
nice.
Yes, you can pick them from my yard, or they actually have grape leaves at the co-op that's like in a brine, and if that's the case, be sure to rinse it because it's very, very salty. Yeah. Okay. So next, we're gonna make the innards.
Okay.
So right now we got about 2 pounds of hamburger, and then we're also gonna add in 2.5 cups of rice. Okay. So obviously both of these are raw. And the trick to this is going to be using a pressure cooker. Patty, my cousin, is an original gangster. She has a pressure cooker that has like the little teeter-totter thing on top. I just brought a pressure cooker, which I haven't plugged in yet, so we'll have to figure that out.
Okay.
And that's how you do it. So this is going to be pressure cooked for 8 minutes, all wrapped up together. We need 2 tablespoons of butter as well. And then 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, which is kind of a lot, but we're doing it. Oh, actually, we can melt it.
Okay.
Sorry. Now that it's in there, let's put it in the microwave.
Sure.
Is there a microwave? There is
Right
one.
underneath
Sweet.
there,
Okay.
yeah. And how long do we melt it for?
I would do like 30 seconds and then pull it out after 15. It's just liquid. Is all we need.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Just try to make this a little easier. Spread it out more. Also, if you're a professional, you can rinse the rice in warm water first. That tends to get out some of the starches, which is also helpful. All right, second tablespoon. So 2 teaspoons of cinnamon here. I'm just gonna leave it at that for now.
Okay.
1.5.
And then there's the butter.
Perfect.
Ooh, it's boiling.
Oh yeah, that's all right. We just need it melted.
Okay.
Otherwise, we'll be all over the place with it. All right, so then just dump it right on in here. It feels so weird using such like raw things, but because it's all going in the pressure cooker, it's gonna be just fine. And then nutmeg. Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the counter.
Oh, you're good.
Full, right? A half teaspoon. We don't want to overdo it right when we're starting here, right? There we go. Okay, and some salt and pepper, and then we're gonna mix the crap out of it.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna take some of these because I haven't touched raw meat yet. There we go.
Nice.
And they say like a 1/4 teaspoon, but like who really does that anymore? I don't know. All right, so then you just start mixing the crap out of it.
Okay.
You want it to be like one nice homogeneous mixture.
Homogeneous.
Yeah, there's your word today.
The word of the day is homogeneous.
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 Homogeneous. So while I'm doing this nastiness, do you want to pour that hotness into the
Okay.
leaves?
Do I
And
turn
you just,
it off?
It's fine. You can just
Okay.
start
Oh.
pouring. Yeah, it's good to
Okay.
go. Just
go.
pour it to the point where they're submerged. You don't have to go like full
Okay.
or anything.
Here we go.
Okay.
Ooh.
See, and you can see the leaves starting to change like a lighter
Yeah.
color. So that's them like slowly cooking, which is nice
It's
because
like
we want that.
blossoming.
Yes.
They're coming alive.
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
Yeah.
Light green.
I used to hate these when I was little because I was like, oh, I'm just eating leaves. But now it's like my preferred Lebanese dish. So once all this has gotten to know each other, this is going to be our stuffing.
Okay.
And then we're going to use the grape leaves. So you can do this 2 ways. Either way, you're going to be touching meat. Some people spoon it like a little spoonful so that they can have like a consistent amount per grape leaf. But look at those, the sizes of the grape leaf means I want them to be, stuffed.
Okay, stuffed. All right.
Yeah,
You'd have to demonstrate one
yes,
for me first.
of course.
I feel like this is similar to egg rolls.
Yes, and that was another reason I was like, oh, there's some parallels here.
Yeah.
Yes.
The stuffing, the rolling.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think that's good enough for me. So, is it going to be hot? You take a leaf, and you kind of want it to stay as open as possible. So we're going hard mode, but you want the veins on the inside.
Okay.
Okay? And then you're going to take a little nubbin of this. And don't go too crazy initially, because these are the smaller ones. Like, I went too crazy. So then, you're going to take your wings, and you're going to flap them just once together. And then you can take the back and kind of fold up, and then just roll it on out.
And they're just going to seal themselves.
Yep.
Great.
And then you can just set them and then have a nice little line. So
Okay.
we're going to do this for a long
I
time.
think you and I need to even it out.
Yes.
It's hot. Okay.
Yeah, careful there.
Oh, it's
Look
hot.
at you being dangerous.
Oh, it's hot. Okay.
What are you? Okay. You got her. All right. Sweet.
Okay. And then you just kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice. Then you do the little flappy in. Ooh. Nice. And then you take your little butts, your little butt cheeks.
Little butt cheeks.
Yeah, and then you flip them up, and then you just keep on rolling.
I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so cute.
Yes, they are. And I can like start to smell that
Yeah.
cinnamon from the broth too.
They smell good. So I take it this is like a group activity.
This is
right?
a group activity. I feel like some of the more tedious jobs, you know, you should definitely have a friend or two.
But it's satisfying, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I think it is. It's satisfying in two ways. One is like you can see this work after you're done, and it's like very uniform. They all look nice and rolled. And then there's like the actual eating part, which everybody else loves. But like your goal for this is to try to encourage friends to learn how to make this so that you don't have to be the one just rolling
by
every
yourself,
single one
right?
forever. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's probably the same with egg rolls. So today, I think I have 70 rolls here, but I don't know how much meat we're gonna have. So whenever we run out of meat, that's how much we're making.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know exactly how much you're making.
Yeah,
Just eyeball everything.
yeah. This broth all by itself is just amazing. And there's like broth etiquette with these egg rolls, with these grape leaf rolls. In order for them to stay moist, you always have to have them at least partially submerged in broth.
Okay.
When we do end up serving it, we serve it with some fresh lemon juice as well to kind of cut again more of that
Now,
umami.
so is this like a cold dish, or is this meant to be?
This is hot. I feel like a lot of dolmas, grape leaf rolls are served cold. Ours traditionally has been served hot.
Oh, nice.
And I like that so much better. So every single time I have like the traditional doma that's cold, every single time I'm disappointed.
What are some other traditional meals or something
Sure.
that's very common that you would make at a family gathering?
Yeah, so I think our family is pretty focused on a few dishes. There's one that I really like called kibbeh.
Kibbeh?
Yeah, Kibbeh, and it's like a layered meatloaf, but it does not taste like that at all. It's a 1 pound of hamburger mixed with bulgur wheat that's been soaked.
Oh.
And what that does with meat texture is it smooths it over, and it becomes a little more dense. And then you have, if you're feeling rich, you do a pound of lamb meat, and you saute that up in cinnamon, pine nuts, and a little bit of nutmeg. Again, we're kind of getting that. You can see our main seasonings.
Spices. Yeah.
And then followed by another layer of hamburger with the bulgur wheat.
Oh, so
And-
it's like a layered.
Yeah. So you got like 3 layers of hamburger in like a casserole dish, and then you pretty much douse it in butter.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you cook it all, and
There goes the butter.
so and you serve it in these little tiny cubes because it's a block of meat,
Oh,
right?
interesting. That looks fun.
Yeah. So it looks like a little dessert, but it's obviously not. So then you also need another acid to cut it. So you can do lemon juice, or you can do tzatziki, like cucumber sauce.
Nice. Add
Yes.
some flavor to it.
Oh, this one's gonna break up. This perfection isn't necessary. Okay, so we finished wrapping everything. Next step is we're gonna prep our pressure cooker.
Okay.
So with pressure cookers, you're gonna have a lot of heat from the bottom. To insulate or to protect our precious rolls, we're going to cut up a few rounds of potatoes and just have a layer of potatoes. Then we're gonna layer our grape leaves on here, and we're gonna kind of layer them like this, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And there's a perfect reason for that, because if you have them all layered like this, when you start to remove them, you might tear off other parts of other things. So perpendicular layers is important. But before we start all that, we want to sample this, see what else it might need,
Okay.
because this is gonna be really hot. But this is the most important thing. These are gonna be our little sponges. This is gonna be our flavor.
What do you think?
I think it needs more lemon.
Okay.
And
I
I
like
think it's
it.
brothy enough.
That's a really good strong flavor.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more salt too.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna cut this in half. Is it okay if I do it behind you?
Yeah. I'll move out of the way. I always like to taste my cooking as I'm cooking before everyth's finished, just so you know what it tastes like.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So it's typically 3 lemons total.
Okay.
I did grab extra lemons for some zhuzhing later.
Zhuzhing.
Zhuzhing.
So tell me why we roll these with the, what is it?
The vein side.
Veins inside.
Yeah, the vein inside, it just makes for a much more smoother bite. When you bite into it, you're not going, like, your first thing that you hit, the first layer you hit, is going to be the leaf versus the vein. The vein's always going to be a little stringy, so there's going to be that contrast of texture. But like, I think a smooth introduction when you put it in your mouth is the best.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to make those little rounds too. Is this a weird angle?
No.
Okay.
And those go straight at the bottom
Yep.
of the pressure
If you want to line the bottom of it with that.
I can see the bottom.
Yeah. I think a thing that this show really reinforces is like so much is taste dependent. You know, like you can follow a recipe as much as you want, but if you really want to make it sing, you got to taste it, you got to adjust. You're like, this isn't to my palate. Because these are made for, you know, specific people that don't like salt or that love salt or whatever else. All right, I'm going to try that one more time. And then we're going to pressure cook these boys. Good enough. Nice thing is we're gonna zhuzh with lemon later.
Okay.
So now we're gonna layer our rolls. And like I said, you want that perpendicular situation going on. So we can start this direction.
Okay.
And you can just like keep lining.
I have to be on my tippy toes.
I think some people strategize to the point where they're like, let's use the biggest ones first.
Yeah.
All right, so once this is there, then we can use the tiny little nuggets and
There,
fill the
into
voids.
Little voids.
Yeah.
Here, this guy's little.
Yes.
No, it doesn't.
Good
oh,
enough.
Kind of.
There we go. Okay, and then one more little guy right there.
Yeah.
Sure.
think
Okay,
we're
then we can
almost
start
there.
the other way.
Okay. Nice.
So the trick is you want something with a little bit of weight. So we're gonna try to keep these submerged in the broth that we just made.
Okay.
So that will allow them to absorb and cook that rice and the meat all together. So I'm gonna take this and not burn my hands. Wow, it isn't that hot, perfect. And then pour it on in. You got this, everybody, here we go. That's beautiful. Okay, so the nice thing is it's touching all of them. Sometimes you don't make enough broth and that will like dry out your top layer and you will have uncooked rice and all sorts of not greatness. So we're gonna add this on for our weight. So this will keep everything submerged.
Okay.
Like so, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
But fun. Okay, hopefully it doesn't create an explosion because it'd be dangerous. Okay, so then we're gonna lock up our little pressure cooker.
Okay.
Let's put it on unlock first and then to the lock. Oops, other way. There we go. Wasn't that a satisfying sound? Just shook. Okay, and then we gotta make sure that it's on the pressure setting. So we're gonna be closing her down. Then I'm gonna let this kind of show itself off. We're going to pressure cook. So we're gonna do high, and then we're gonna do for 8 minutes. That's what the internet said. That's what we did for everything else. And we're doing high, yes. Okay, and then start. So now the pressure is building.
Nice.
All right, we're gonna release the steam from the pressure cooker.
Woo!
Just the evil smoke, right? You just gotta embrace it.
Oh, there There it goes. Yay.
Sometimes you just gotta let off a little steam.
Right?
It's nice.
Yeah.
a
That
little-
first one scared me a little bit though.
Oh, where
It's
it just
like
like
a volcano
there's a little
erupting.
there's a little spurt there. Depressurization.
Yeah.
So this is
Great.
nice. I think we're
Yeah.
safe, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna disengage the lock. It's like it's such a satisfying sound. You get that? Okay. You go for it. You get the honors.
Alrighty, I'm just gonna put this way over here.
So
Okay.
now typically you let it sit for 10 minutes because it's super soft and hot.
Oh, okay.
So as soon as you like try to pick stuff up, we can try one, but
It'll come apart.
it might just come apart right away. Oh, see? Okay, we got our first little nuggie.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, we're just gonna kind of keep going after it
Okay.
because time is of the essence sometimes. But they feel firm. Oopsie. Which means that the meat is done.
Good.
Tongue to be. There we go. Unlimited tongue power.
Why are we whispering?
I don't know. This requires reverence. I love these things so much, and I don't eat them that often. You know, sometimes you just get into the game.
How exciting. Now,
Yeah.
what would you normally have this or serve it with?
So I would serve this with like the white rice with orzo, but like we have white rice we can serve it with, which is fine. I think I did get a couple lemon seeds in there. The dispenser got a little weird on me. So obviously the leaves are going to be a lot more cooked, so they're a little bit more sensitive to abuse.
What did you do with the lemon?
So I just made it's its own little dispenser.
Oh, and then it's just gonna.
Yeah, so there's just like a hole cut right there,
Okay.
and then I cut off the little peel, so then you can just kind of,
Oh, neat.
you know, I don't know how well
I
it's
thought
gonna work.
it
I've
was
never
for
done that before.
decoration.
Yes, this is a nice little door. It's a trap door, and then you open it, and then there's
Yes.
nothing like my heart. Just so you can see the magic. Hopefully it's done what it should. So we have hamburger and rice in here, and we're hoping that we cooked both of them to perfection. Oh yeah, that's really hot in my hands. Okay, well the hamburger is good. I mean.
It looks good. I guess I'll have this piece.
Sweet. That's good.
And then
Here,
lemon is
have a little lemon on there.
Yeah.
See how good this works.
Oh, it's working. Okay. I like it.
Yeah?
It's hot.
Yeah. Sorry. It was just in the pressure cooker.
Yeah, but it's so good hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it warm and hot. This is definitely not your traditional dolma.
It's like a little meal all wrapped up together.
Yeah. Yeah, like a cigar meal.
You can just eat this like finger food by
Yeah.
itself.
Oh yeah.
It's really good.
For sure. And the nice thing is you can like, I just do like a couple little things, and that like fresh little citrus is what makes it,
Oh,
in my
this
opinion.
is hot. Careful.
But the rice is done.
I might have to cut mine in half so I'm not like talking with my mouth full. Okay.
Sure.
I
Like I
like the
just did.
texture of this. The leaves
Yeah.
are so soft. It's not even coarse. I thought it would be like a little,
Much more leafy.
yeah, leafy.
Offensive.
No, not
Yeah.
offensive.
Well, kind of, you know. But yeah, you can hardly even feel the veins. You know what I mean? Just cuts right all through.
And that was so easy. Like the rice cooker did all the
Yeah.
work for us.
Yeah.
So if you did not have a rice cooker, would you traditionally steam this? How
They
would you-
traditionally use a pressure cooker, but the kind over the stove.
Yeah.
And it's actually 8 minutes for that setting as well. So you'd typically hit it up high until the steam is like shooting out like magic. And then you turn it to like medium, and then it'll like slowly rotate and steam out. Then you wait 8 minutes, and then it's done.
It's actually getting better and better as I keep eating them. Like maybe there's more flavor in some than
The ones that
others.
were fully submerged, we got the top boys.
You're right. I probably got one. It was like the one I just ate now. It's like
Yeah.
really wet and gooey.
Yeah, yeah.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like one of the more important things for storing these when you're done, you want them to be like at least partially submerged with the broth that we've made. Yeah.
I think your aunt would be proud. I
Yeah,
think you did a good
that
job.
turned out better than I
They're
thought.
really, really good.
Thanks, Patty, for showing me what's up.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Patty.
Yeah. I almost forgot to mention, the magic of these is you can actually make them vegetarian. So instead of hamburger, you're gonna do like tomato and chickpea paste with the rice. The chickpea kind of helps it become a paste. If you just do like tomatoes and onions, it's like super runny and can break apart really easily.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, but it's really good. This like broth base, like absorption is just magical to me and I love it.
Yeah, I would want to try one. So there's a thing that we do with tofu and chicken broth, and just boil tofu and chicken broth and some greens into it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like tofu might hold up really well.
Oh yeah, that's a great call.
Yeah, with rice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And some
I like
chicken
that
broth.
idea.
It's like it's almost the same dish but rolled up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Well, this has been Grape Leaf Rolls. I'm Abram.
And I'm Bo, and this has been Cooking with Bo.
While we wait, we can salsa. I got like sticky hands. There's nothing I can do.